A common question I get from other magicians is, I'm starting to do parties, how much do I charge? Where do I invent this number from? It's not cut and dry. It's not like going to the supermarket and buying, a gallon of milk for $2.99. Like, how do I tell them what I charge? What does a birthday party go for? What does a corporate event go for? What do I charge at the restaurant when they tell me, oh, I want you to come work here? What do you charge? The way to do that is you have to understand your market. You have to understand who you're marketing to and who your competitors are as well. So a good idea is see who some of the people are around you. Network. It shouldn't be too big of a secret. Most people will probably give you an idea of what they charge to a certain degree. And you can find out based on relative what you hear to some other people if they're telling you the truth, if they're not. That's a very good way to gauge it. You don't want to be charging so low that you're much cheaper than everybody else and you're underselling yourself. You're getting shows and you're getting half as much as you should be getting. Also, you don't want to be charging so much that you're not getting any business. Everyone tells you no. It's a very fine line where you're charging just enough, where you're doing a lot of shows, hopefully being very busy, and still telling some people, that your price and they say it's too much. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. You're right at the cusp. You're right where the supply and demand meet, and you're maximizing your returns. Now, as a beginner, when you're just getting started, I would say the experience is more important than what you're making, especially if you're just doing this semi-professionally, if you're doing this as a nice little supplemental income or just, for fun, or you just started doing tricks around the neighborhood. People know you and they start asking you, are you doing shows? And that will help pay for more magic tricks. And, it's a nice little side revenue stream. At that point, be aware of the fact that the shows you do can help you get more shows. That can help you with your marketing materials. You can get quotes from everybody you do shows for. You ask them, oh, you enjoyed the show. Do me a favor. Can you just email me what you thought of the show, just like a line or two? And all of a sudden, you can use that when you're building a website or when you're making your business card or when you're sending out promotional materials. You have a little flyer or something. You can say, I've worked for this company and that company, and this is what the people thought of me. You start to build that up, and over time, it starts to look very impressive. Even within a year or two of starting to do performances, you can have a nice little group of testimonials. Going back to the original discussion, as you advance, you're probably going to want to raise your rates. You're going to want to be competitive. If you're doing a good job and people like you and you're getting more and more shows, a lot of people get stuck, a lot of performers get stuck in the rut that this is what I charge and this is where I'm at. And meanwhile, they'll be doing more and more business and they won't be raising their rates. The key to remember is that, let's say, for example, you raised your rates by 30%. 30% jump. It's quite a big jump. Let's say 15% of your customers, they think that's too much now. You will now be making more money doing less work. I know it's not intuitive, but if you do the math, you've raised your rates 30%, you've only lost 15% of business. You're making more money doing less shows. So that said, when you just get started, try to learn your market, try to get an idea of what it is. You might make some mistakes at first. It's very natural. Everyone does. It's a learning process. Find out a number that seems reasonable. Make friends with other magicians. Go to the magic club. See who else is performing. Go in the yellow pages. Make some phone calls if you need to. And then, start working. And if the price, sometimes you make it low, make sure you're getting something in exchange. You're getting good networking. You're giving out lots of business cards. Or you're getting a testimonial. Or maybe if you do a show at a discount for somebody, make sure that they allow you to videotape it, for example, in which case you can later put it on your website, put it on YouTube, and have more promotional pieces to land better paying shows and get more and more of them.